Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Hope everybody's sort of holding down and sort of holding on to this weather gets on out of here. This afternoon should be better. Our weather brought to us by Drew Pollard's company, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Good folks up there doing good things, helping us out. High today is going to be actually get up to 75, low of 62. Really nice weather. But check this out. The water temperature for the first time this year just hit 70 degrees at the end of the pier. 70.4 to be exact. That's a sort of phenomenal move when it hits 70 because it's jumping up. It's been at 68, what, 2 or 3 weeks now? And boom, 70. So that's a good sign right there. Take a look at our river readings. Our river readings are looking at the Apalachicola at Bluntstown. It's still at 11.7, got a little bit of drop to it. Of course, we know what the Choctahatchee is going to do. It's reading this morning at a 7.6, and with this rain we're getting right now, it's going to start going back up. So just be aware of your river readings for the weekend if you're planning to go out. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn, right here on 23rd Street. Looking again at neap tides, just a little bit of movement, but that wind is going to really affect the water movement today because it's coming in again into 20s. How about 22 miles an hour out of the southwest? So be aware of your nautical weather and your land weather. It's going to be blowing today, but this afternoon should be a lot better. Take a break. We'll come back with our special guest. Welcome back, and welcome some guests we have on pretty regular, Blake Sutherland and James Cottingham. Welcome back to the show.
It's good to be here.
Morning.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have y'all. Listen, not so serious fishing tournaments. They have what's going on with them. So
I'll kind of let James explain the tournament this weekend.
Yeah, so this weekend we have our big Camo Dreams charity tournament. Every year we do a tournament raising money for Camo Dreams, and this year it's this Saturday. It's from daylight to noon, and all the money raised goes straight to Camo Dreams.
a great organization, helping folks out and all. And before we get into the details of the tournament and all, y'all been doing some outdoor stuff yourself, right?
We have, yes, sir.
Tell us what's been going on.
We've had our first tournament on, I think it was March 5th, and we had a great turnout, 32 boats.
32 boats.
And I think we had 4 bags over 10 pounds, which for Deer Point, that's pretty good, like average for us. And I think we paid out 6 or 7 places, and it was a good time. Good weather, a lot of people showed up. We had a great time.
And they got serious about it then.
Yeah, they got a little serious about it.
James, are you getting fish, or are you just actually doing all the?
I get to fish, and I do some of the numbers and the scorekeeping.
Because times I've been to watch it, James was crunching all the numbers, and like running around.
You don't want me crunching the numbers. The pay scales would be all jacked up.
We got to take a right before we came on air. We were talking about boats and all, and you just got you another boat.
Yeah, I just did. I get to try it out on Saturday for the first time.
This is funny, huh? Right before the tournament, you get another boat.
Yep. Yeah, I hope everything goes good with it. I'm sure it will.
You bought it from some reputable people.
I did.
So I think we can trust them at all. The weather looks like it's going to be okay.
It does. And something we wanted to say was, we appreciate all our sponsors. We got a lot of really good sponsors. This year we were Chris Kramer at Kramer Chevrolet. They're actually opening a marine and outdoor store too. He called me and he said, what can we do to be a part of this? And they wanted to help us out, and so they made a very generous donation, and they're going to be our kind of face sponsor this year, and they're going to be they're hosting the tournament essentially, and so we're going to have a guaranteed payout this year. We're going to pay out 5 places instead of doing it how we usually do, and we're going to, I think it's $1,500 for first, $900 for second, $600 or $700 for third, and it just goes down to the next 2 places. I think it's $300 or $400 for fourth and fifth. But so we were very appreciative of that, and we've, without any boats entering, we've already, I think, got around $5,000 or $6,000 for Camo Dreams, and so that number's just going to shoot up, and we're really excited about it.
And are you going to have any raffles or meals?
Yes,
what else is going on?
Yes, sir. So we're going to have a food truck there, a local guy who just has donated his time and efforts and supplies. It's a Whiskey and Wings food truck. He's going to be providing hamburgers, homemade hamburgers too. I mean, they're really good. If you were there last year, you saw how good they were. Wings, chips, drinks, things like that. And our plates are going to be $7 a plate. And then we got tons of raffles. I was adding it up last night. I think we got 20 or 30 good size raffle prizes to give away. Restaurant gift cards, tackle shop gift cards, prize packs, a lot of good stuff.
All kind of really neat stuff.
Yes, sir.
It's just and you're gonna, when you start, you're gonna have the national anthem. Tell me how you're gonna start off. You were telling me the other day, this is really cool how you start a tournament.
Yeah, well, so the first year we ran this, it was honestly me and James were kind of doing the turn, not as a joke, but I mean it was kind of something a little bit silly. I mean, by the name, and it just got bigger. So every year we've seen like what we needed to improve on, and last year we did a prayer before we took off. Mm-hmm. Well, this year I was like, well, that'd be cool. We kind of talked, we ought to do the national anthem. And so a girl from Arnold, Mackerel, she's gonna, she sang it last week at our special athlete field day, knocked it out of the park. She's really good, and she's gonna sing the national anthem for us before we get taken off. We're gonna say a prayer. We're gonna get going.
Oh, what a great way to start a fishing tournament.
Yes, sir.
A prayer to the national anthem. That is cool. Now, the guys, when I always get a kick when they take off and all, is it going to be a shotgun start, or are you just going to sort of, are they pretty well?
I'll let James explain our new way.
We're going to do boat numbers this year.
Good.
Yeah, it's safer, it's more organized, we think. So I'm going to post a diagram today, and it'll show where the boats need to be staging, and then as the boat numbers are called, they'll come through the checkpoint and then take off from there.
Yep.
That is so good. That has evolved over the years from these shotgun. I did it back during shotgun short. It was crazy.
And it'll be a staggered weigh-in. What's the boat numbers?
The boat numbers 1 through 20 will weigh in right at noon. 20 through 40 will be weigh in at 12:10, and then 40 through 60 will be at 12:20.
Now this is organization. What do you expect? Organization. Now what do you do for a living?
I work for Fisher Brown Brotchell Insurance. So.
Okay, so he can crunch the numbers and keep everything in order. It comes in handy.
Trying to minimize risk as much as possible.
Right.
Minimize that risk. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Two fine young men here. I love having them on the show. They're talking about doing good things and all. They just do some good things for folks in this part of this tournament. But they brought some pictures, so we're going to look at pictures. Now, this first one is at Deer Point Lake back during the winter. Just kidding, James. Tell us about this picture.
Okay, so that's a picture of my wife, Bethany. She's a school teacher out at Breakfast Point on the beach. And we went to Alaska over her spring break, Fairbanks, Alaska. And we were fortunate enough to get out on the ice and do some ice fishing. So that is a king salmon she's holding right there. You probably wouldn't know it from the name, but
that's a what?
A king salmon.
That looks more like a prince.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really neat. We fished in the hut some, to stay nice and warm, and then there's also an option to fish outside in the out in the elements. So I thought that was pretty neat to do a little bit of that.
That's what I was going to say. You're out there in the elements itself. Yeah. How cold was it?
It was about negative 20 degrees.
Holy Toledo.
And there's about 36 inches of ice, I think. And then you're fishing, and it's pretty cool. You can actually see the fish eat your bait. That's pretty neat.
You can actually see down in the hole?
Yeah.
That is so cool. I've always wanted to do that. Did you have a guide or just
we did. We had a guide service.
I don't guess you just go there and walk out there.
No, I wasn't out there poking any ice to see where I could fish.
Well, that is great. I love seeing that. I love seeing the teachers fish. Okay, now Blake, you sent some pictures. We'll get to those. Let's get to Blake's pictures. That is something I was really impressed with when you get people like that fishing, though. Okay. School teachers fishing, elementary. What grade she have?
Third grade math.
Did she share that with her with her class after?
I think she did, yeah.
What did you do for spring break? Well, called it King's Album.
Exactly.
Here we go. What we got here? Okay.
All right, so this is a turkey I killed on Saturday morning, and been several times this year. That's the first bird I've gotten, and it was about as textbook and pretty as you can write it up. We had 6 different birds working us, and 3 of them came in and gobbling their heads off, all you can ask for, and spitting and drumming, which is...
Hold up, Jeff. When I'm doing off my phone, folks, I apologize. I told Jeff yesterday, when I'm doing off the phone, it's not near as good as my iPad.
But no, it was a really good textbook hunt. Like I said, I mean, it's about as good as you could ask for when they do it like that.
Okay, let's get into some fishing pictures. All right, here we go.
That was about a month ago, and it was honestly probably one of the best afternoons I've ever had on Deer Point. And I've fished it my whole life. It was just one of them days. It was on fire. It was a bad storm fixing to come through.
That's an afternoon?
Yep, and it was just on fire. And usually I don't post where I'm fishing at, but I had to stage that photo so people would go there so I could go fish my other spots.
You know, you brought up a good point. The weather was changing, and that's
right.
what happened. All right.
That's Grant Mason and his son at our last tournament. They had 10.12 pounds, 10 pounds, 12 ounces, and they had third place.
All right.
Yep, so getting some kids involved.
Yeah,
That's Brandon Mahan and Harry Marsh, and they had 12 pounds even. They had a 6-pounder right there in Brandon's hands.
That's a good looking.
Yeah, they made out that day. They made a lot of money. They won Lunkery in first place.
Oh man, that's a good looking bunch of fish.
That's Chris Rushing and Trey Groom. They had 11 pounds 4 ounces. They had a real nice bag, some quality fish.
All right.
That's Ricky Ramey and Carson Smith, and they had 8 pounds 2 ounces, and they had 5th place.
All right. Well, Ricky get married pretty soon, isn't he?
Yes, sir. About 3 weeks.
All right.
So I like this photo because these kiddos, they started out our first year fishing in a kayak. They wanted to, and they asked if they could, and we were like, heck yeah, you can. And so they fished out of that, and then last year they progressed to a boat, and this year they've got a boat, and they weigh a limit about every time. And so they had them a nice little limit at the last tournament.
Oh, that's so cool. You know, doing it that way, it seems like you just have a deeper appreciation of when you get to that level.
Oh, yeah.
And later on when they get a nice boat, they're going to start out in a kayak.
So North Bay Haven kids.
Oh, cool. All right.
That's Ron Groom and Michael Cowhert, and they had 10.9. So they had 10 pounds 9 ounces. Another nice bag.
That's two good fishermen right there. Yeah. I've known them a while.
Yeah, Michael brought his redfish boat out there.
Did he fish in a redfish boat?
That is Longbach and his son. They had 6th place with 7 pounds 5 ounces. And let me tell you, that little kid can fish now.
Well, he takes after his daddy.
He can back in a boat better than most grown men too.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Longbach has been fishing.
He has, and it hurt me because he fished right next to me during that tournament, but he did a whole lot better than I did.
Okay.
And his little boy was catching him, and I was not. So
normally, if he's fishing, he's getting paid.
That's right.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, here we go. The last
fished
one.
about all our tournaments. So I took my first trip to Lake Seminole. It's been about a month now, and I caught, that was the 3rd fish we caught. It was 7.1 pounds. So
whoa.
Yeah, it was a good one. Biggest one I've ever caught on a big lake like that. I've caught some big ones in Sandhill ponds, but as far as a lake goes, that's the biggest one I've ever caught. I was pretty excited.
This is a good question. I always ask folks that fish in new places. What techniques? What did you do different on Lake Seminole that you were doing on Deer Point?
I followed someone around who was showing me around. That's that's the best. I would like to say that I did that myself, but I had someone over there. A friend of mine that showed me a little bit of the ropes, and he was like, you go try that area, probably be pretty good. And rolled up, caught a 3.5 pounder, and then caught that 7.1 right after that.
That helps a lot.
Yep, it does help a lot.
Expert advice.
No, it's a cool place over there.
It is beautiful.
Yes, it is very pretty.
It's a unique place.
Yes, sir.
Covers that big of an area and all. And they have all kind of tournaments.
They do. They have a ton of tournaments. I mean, they have a couple hundred boats on there most weekends.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I learned to water ski. I wouldn't water ski there now, but as a teenager.
I was about to say that's a little.
We learned to water ski.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, it was. Looking back on it, we wouldn't do it.
That's good.
Okay, I got one more break coming up, then we're going to come back and talk about the tournament again, upcoming events going on outdoors, and some of their secrets of how they catch all these big fish. We'll talk about all these things. So let's take our final break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. Our time, 11:29 to 1:29. Now, Blake, you're doing something really cool right now. Just share that with us, what all you're doing now.
So, after the first tournament, we had, unfortunately, someone who fishes there a lot. They had their dad suddenly pass away, and he asked us if we'd say something at the first tournament for him, and so we did, and we had everybody gather around him, which was about 75 people, 75 men, gather around him in a circle and put hands on him and pray. And afterwards, me, James, and Ricky got to talking. We just thought it was really neat. We try to express our faith a little bit through the tournament, and we just all three agreed that really we could use the platform more than what we were using it. And so we, especially with all the negativity going on in the world, we decided we'd start doing a weekly devotional, just a short 5 to 10 minute video. And we started it, this was our 4th week, and the first week I kind of just gave like a preview of what it was going to be like, a little bit of a positive message. Ricky Ramey gave his testimony the next week, then I gave mine, and then yesterday just some more good news from the Word.
And y'all doing it from the pole barn? I don't know, this particular one right here. We got just a quick picture of one. This is just him talking, and actually,
yeah, that's my dad's pole barn, and that's where my boat stays. And so I was sitting in my boat. That barn was actually torn down during the hurricane, but it's rebuilt now.
It's rebuilt, okay.
Yes, sir. But no, we just wanted to, spread some good news, spread some joy.
I've listened to them. I know that they just do an awesome job. They're strong,
we appreciate
strong
that.
young men with their faith, and I appreciate that very much. And tying that in with outdoors, so it always ties in with it.
It is, and we've had a really good response to it, and I've been amazed at the people that have reached out to us to say, that message hit me this way, or, I was hurting and this really helped me. And so, that's why we do it. And so we were really excited, and a Saturday we're bringing a message too, and we have somebody sharing their testimony about how Camo Dreams helped their kiddo. And so we're really excited for that.
This is just a great situation. Like I say, with all the things going on in the world, and this kind of stuff is so good. What about if people want to go to Facebook and watch it, how do they do it?
So they go to our Facebook page, the Not So Serious Saturday Tournament.
All right.
We will be changing that at some point over the next few months, but for right now, that's what it is. But we were up to about 400 to 450 members, and
that's cool.
It's growing.
Yeah, they get shared a lot, and so a lot of people get to see them, and that's what we want, because we want to spread some good news.
I'm proud of y'all. Now, James, I know you like to fish also. Let's just jump from bass into Spanish. Tell us about your recent Spanish mackerel trip.
Absolutely. So Sunday afternoon, a few buddies and I, we went out Spanish mackerel fishing out in the bay, and we trolled around. We started in the bay, went out in the Gulf for a little bit, and we weren't getting too many bites. So then we tried another spot just north of the pass on kind of the Bay Point side, and we trolled and started catching them trolling. So what our method is, when we start trolling and we start catching, then we start throwing gotcha plugs out. And then we're catching them 3 at a time, and we ended up with about 38 in 45 minutes. 38 Spanish mackerel.
That's strong.
Yeah.
That's strong. And we were talking before the show, and I was telling about, remember last week I showed you the gotcha plugs and the little tally marks we had. And I was trying to find out I couldn't remember what class did it. And we started, James, tell us what you remember from when we come back.
Yeah, it was spring of 2013, my senior year, and it was the best day of school ever. we loaded up on a boat and went to the pier, and not loaded up on a bus, went to the pier, and we caught Spanish all day.
They set the record, 169. In fact, I looked up the little chart. I remember that I just showed this. This was James's class that did this, and with the gotcha plugs.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, and he remembered it, and I was trying to get but anyway, this is and this is what y'all threw yesterday. Did y'all keep a tally Sunday afternoon when you were doing it? Did y'all?
We kept them as well. We fished with our gotcha plugs until they got bit off, and we had to tie a new one on. But it seemed like the shinier ones weren't the best.
The shiny ones.
And I saw on that list there was a redfish. I remember Harley Peters caught the redfish on a gotcha plug.
That's who caught it.
That was.
I'm gonna document it. Harley Peters caught a redfish.
that was crazy. That was the coolest thing.
Okay.
So we had to get a pier net to pull up the redfish from the pier.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I want you to get a hold of your classmates when you can. I know they scattered all over, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. I'm one of the few that left and came back to Panama City. So.
You and who?
Me. There's not too many.
There's not many.
Josh Turner's back. I know that. And
how many in the graduating class of 400, 500? How many was in it?
Yeah, I'd say about 400, 500.
Isn't that amazing? They forgot how good the fishing is here, or what?
I guess so, but I think they'll start trickling back.
Well, yeah, they will. And what I want you to do, tell them to hook up on YouTube and watch you on the show.
There you go.
Out of town.
That should help.
And then talk about, because I want to find out who caught the most fish that day. I couldn't remember who caught the most. It might have been you.
I'm not trying to brag, but I think I was up there on the leaderboard.
I honestly think it was.
Funny.
Okay, we got a couple minutes left. Let's get it this coming Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if people want, tell us some of the prizes and all. I mean, the raffle.
I've actually got some some pictures of them. I should have sent to you because we got them on our Facebook page. Soul Tractor, they donated a really nice gas leaf blower. And
Ooh.
someone made a joke to me and said, nobody wants to win that because if you're holding that, you're not fishing. I was like, well, that's kind of true.
That's
But and then Commander Realty, Brenda Rogers and KMU Land and Timber, my parents, they donated some prize packs where we've got some soft-sided coolers, and we've stuffed them with a bunch of baits, $200 in baits and pliers, rod socks, things like that. We've got gift cards to J. Michaels, Half Hitch Tackle, Uncle Ernie's. I'm trying to remember them all.
Los Rancheros.
Mr. Lockamy with they got their new business, North Florida Sonar. If you haven't checked them out, check their Facebook out.
Okay.
He's been a big part of us since the very first one, and he donated $250 credits towards anything that they sell on their website, any work they do, and they do a great job. Really great people. And trying to think what
Black
else.
Sheep Armory donated a prize pack.
Yep. Sunjammers, they donated a Yeti bucket and a bunch of cups. Really good guy down there, Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
And Howell Tackle donated.
This is all good stuff. Now, if people don't want to fish, they still can come out. And
Yes,
they can
sir.
buy
So,
tickets. They can eat a good meal. And just,
me and James will both come in probably about 11, and there will already be a bunch of people there. There always is, especially if the weather's nice. But we'll have the food truck. He'll get set up. He's setting up the night before and getting going, and so we'll be set up. We'll have tents, big tents set up just in case it does rain. But if not, it'll provide some shade, and we'll be out there hanging out. We'll have music. We'll be, like I said, hanging out, doing door prizes, doing food. You can come up and buy door prizes.
that's right. And Panhandle Outdoors is going to be there.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get there.
He's going to be there bright and early for the national anthem.
I'm on a video of me singing the national anthem. That's cool. And then we'll be there during the day. And so if y'all come by, stop by and speak to me. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
I don't like to fish these things. It's an unfair advantage when I get out there. So I
That's
just
true.
Hold on to the camera.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's going to be fun. And
Oh, and we actually, I forgot to mention this. We have 2 kiddos from Camo Dreams coming to fish the tournament.
Awesome.
Which we've been trying to do, and so we've got one's coming to fish with me, and then one's fishing with Mr. Robert Brannon.
Great.
He volunteered to take one, and so we. Luke is 15, and he has cerebral palsy, and then.
we got to go. Thank you so
Go
much.
ahead.
We'll finish up Saturday. Thank y'all for watching, James. But thank y'all. Do something good today for your fellow man. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.